Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From State Farm Arena, tonight it's the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Indiana Pacers. The opening tip corralled by the Hawks. They've got it first as we're underway in Atlanta. Jay, I'm going to say that you don't know this, but since 1980, the Hawks have drafted only 4 players to have appeared in the All-Star game. Doc Rivers, Kevin Willis, Al Horford, and Jeff Teague.
Well, how about a guy named Dominique Wilkins? I'm sorry. Oh,
well, interesting that you'd ask. Dominique Wilkins was actually selected by the Utah Jazz. Trae Young looking for his man. To Ken Bazemore. For 3, Bazemore. That's not necessarily a shot, but he knocks it down from 3.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
To Oladipo. Can't connect.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Trae Young bothered just enough there. Collison into the front court. Down 5. Oladipo to Young. Victor Oladipo. Yes, Victor Oladipo. Missed his first. That one goes.
You know, when I sit down and I think about it, it really blows my mind at how far Depot has came over the past 3 seasons. That first stop in Orlando, I remember watching a kid who had crazy talent and at times showed glimpses of brilliance, but also was really inconsistent. But in OKC, though, something changed, and it had to be the influence of Russell Westbrook. When you're around a dude that plays with 110% every day of the week, that has to push you mentally to levels that you never experienced before. That was the first time in his NBA career that he played meaningful basketball. He played with a purpose. Now when I look at him, I see a refocus. I see the dedication to the game he loves. There's no doubt now that he is the leader of this franchise.
Indiana with the basketball to Oladipo. Fires the 3, and Victor Oladipo. Quick catch and shoot that time for 3.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Into the front court comes Collison. They trail by 2. Trae Young has a chance. Not that time, and not his shot.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Yes, Victor Oladipo. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
B.O., he may not be the superhero that Indy wanted, but he's definitely the one they need.
Trae Young to Ken Bazemore. Beyond the arc for 3. Oh, that's how it's done.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Trae Young able to knock it down. Tough shot with the hand in his face.
That one year he played at Oklahoma, the first half of the season, everybody was claiming him, including myself, as a National Player of the Year. And then after he became the main point of focus for other teams, you started to see diminishing returns. His game started to get a little bit sloppy. He was a volume shooter. So now I think he has to be more sharp, more in tune with how his team plays and throw himself into what the team is doing first. He's a better passer than what he gives credit for. If he's able to pass and get other people involved, inevitably his shot will come around.
Nate McMillan signals for timeout. His guys have come out flat. Slow start in this first quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Knocked loose. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Hawk. So it's going to stay with Indiana. Jay, sum it up. Why was Victor Oladipo the most improved last year?
Because he was no longer Robin. Victor Oladipo has become Batman, and he's owning the responsibility of becoming Batman. And this is going to be a great year for him because he attacks the game the same way Russell Westbrook does. That short stint at OKC taught Victor Oladipo how to compete 24/7.
Pacers with the possession. John Collins with the block. That'll get out off one of the Pacers. From long range, knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, his range is as soon as he steps over the half-court line. He can shoot the ball from that far and will shoot the ball from that far, which goes to show you how confident he is. Secondly, he never seems to be squared up towards the basket. He can make shots off different angles. And he's able to take the ball and put it into pockets where as a defender, it makes you lunge towards it. But his quick hand speed combined with that quick release and his ability to shoot the ball from anywhere and everywhere on the court makes him one of the most dynamic scorers we've seen on the collegiate level for a very long time.
Have you considered enrolling your son or daughter in one of our summer basketball camps? Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Stepping in for the Pacers, number 44.
Collison to Young. From the painted area, won't go down. Lynn to Carter. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Oladipo to Turner. Now ready to shoot at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark in you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. Hawks have it. 4-3. How's that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the three.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
Vince Carter to Lynn. Fires the three. His first effort off the mark. Collison into the front court. His guys down big. Knocked loose. And that'll be out of bounds off of Oladipo. Trae Young. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
I don't think anyone saw this one coming. But it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Knocked loose. Young. That'll get out off one of the Pacers. Nate McMillan making some changes to his lineup. Jay, it wasn't that long ago. Atlanta won 60 games. Right now, what's the outlook for this franchise?
Well, the general manager, Travis Schlenk, has done a really good job in trying to build the culture, the right culture for the Atlanta Hawks. And that starts with their head coach in Lloyd Pierce. He got him as an assistant coach with the Philadelphia 76ers. And now he can also steal that tagline for the Hawks. It's time to trust the process all over again, but now in Atlanta, Georgia.
Lynn steps out and hits.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
It's the Hawks with the basketball. Lets it fly from long range. Cleans the offensive glass to Carter. Trying to cash in. Oh, nice find for the basket.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Nate McMillan signals for timeout. Their train is off the tracks to start this one.
You know, Ed, I'll never forget one of my first games that we played. We were up by 20 points, and we came back into the huddle, and our head coach said, no, we are marking this game down 0-0, and if you don't win this game being just that quarter, by 20 points, which meant that we had to be at 40 points by the half, we were going to get broken down the next day in practice. So it's about the game within the game. That's how you approach it.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Shot by Bogdanovich off the mark.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.